have been leading to that. What has it been leading to? It's been leading to when they made that movie about Fred Hampton and all the kids and everybody would be sticking to it. It was a realization of what we've been talking about all the time. They give you something that keeps you back in the past. And that focus in the past, right? Whatever it is, a Rainbow Coalition, all that, look, you don't have to worry about, first of all, do your math. White people are now a minority. They're a technical minority. The next group of people are Latinos, brown people, then black people. Before it was white people, then black people, then brown people. They ain't like that now. They caught us in 2000. They said it was 39 million each. But they done flew past us on a jet plane. Why? In Washington, D.C., when I got here, it was teen pregnancy, teen babies having babies, 12-year-old girls having babies. Go down the street now and see how many pregnant black girls you see. You can stay. I sit there, so I'm going to see. I don't see none. Every now and then at the store, you might see black family, a woman with kids. They still have them, but I don't know where they have them, what they do with them. They just don't. They're not up in Benning Road. In those days, it was full of girls with kids. It was just full of people. They were talking about babies having babies. What happened? What did they put into the food? What did they do that all of a sudden we ain't having no kids before? No more. And Latinos done flew past us at 1,000 miles an hour. We was even in 2000. They say 39 million apiece. Boy, but look at here. It used to be no Mexicans in Carolina, no Mexicans nowhere, and now they're everywhere. Todos los partes de Estados Unidos, right? But that everywhere. They're everywhere. Now we lack them. They black and brown. So it ain't no difference. They're everywhere. So now they got white people marching around down in Virginia and other places. Jews will not replace us. Jews will not replace us. And the President of the United States egging them on. Yeah, go ahead, right? And all the stuff that they're doing, when they jumped on the Polk Capitol down there, they said, man, now see, if I give a speech and I say anything like, I can encourage you, you go down there and burn down the Capitol, that means I'm going to jail. Because I could say, it's a good idea, I heard somebody say burn it down. It come from the burn, baby, burn laws. You know, that you can't excite people to do. You can mention violence, but you can't say, now, y'all go down there. Don got on national TV. They got him all over the world. He said, now y'all go on down there. Not only just the police station, because white people refer to the citadel of justice. They call it stuff like that. Oh, and they like it too. Oh, they say, that's all been on TV and on the news the last few days about the police didn't do this and the police. Now, I took my daughter down to the hospital that day. And I said, oh, look, them white folks, and they all saw it. My whole family saw. Them white folks is packing. And so my daughter said, let's go down. I said, I ain't going down there. I'm going back. I went way around the freeway to get back over here. Right, yeah. I said, I am not going down there. Why? Because these white folks got guns, because you can see it was a pretty cool day. They all had jackets on, but everyone that had a good jacket, but when they lift their arm up, you could see under there or a little above waistline, they was all packing. All them white folks was packing.
It was actually, they interviewed that one police officer that they had a video of hanging out the window. Protesters were going out, and he said that during the interview, he said he feared for his life. And the interviewer asked him, well, why didn't you go for your gun if you feel for your life? And he said, I didn't pull it because I knew it would be a bloodbath. He said we pulled almost 2,000 guns that day.
Right.
This is what that cop has said.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't pull my gun because I started shooting. They just called me a bloodbath.
Hey man, the people was packing and they know it. Now, again, let's not say racism, but if 3 Negroes was down there talking about that, what they was doing, they would have shot them on the spot. They wouldn't have let them come up on it. They would have just mowed them down. There's a little black girl running around down there with a baby in the back, and they shot her right there. They just shot her. They shot her and killed her, finished. So I'm not saying that there's racial prejudice and all that, but I tell you, that incident also is the catalyst for the downfall of America. Oh, what do you mean? Okay, let's remember we were just talking about race. We was talking about numbers. Okay, if you look at old pictures, say 100 years ago back, black people was black. They just got here from Africa. Tar babies. That was it. Now, there's a few people down in Louisiana where they mixed up stuff like that. But most, maybe on every plantation, they might have had only 1 or 2, the old slave guy go back there and mess with the ladies. But after slavery, that slowed down because everybody was free. 76% up until the 1930s, their survey said 76% of black people were married. It was a higher percentage of black people being married than white people. Yeah, by 1970 and 80, it had turned from 70-something being married to 70-30. 30% of the people was married and 70% were unmarried in the black community. And it's been like that ever since. Okay, why? Because coming out of slavery, we really, it's a great history just to think about. And all of our families that are old from back that time have whole histories of families going looking for each other for years. And when they found each other, it was just, in my family, as soon as one of my relatives found the sister, believe it or not, they died on the spot. They were so happy. They had reached their goal. My goal for the last night, that was 1930, 1910. So that was 45 years after slavery. And they saw each other, and one of them died on the spot. Because remember, you didn't have TVs, you didn't have this. Family was a big deal. Brothers and sisters was a big deal, and we had plenty of them. All right. Now, what we want to talk about today, not that we haven't been talking, but we have been talking about what we want to talk about. I want y'all to go back to Hubert Harrison. Remember I didn't bring it. Hubert Harrison. Hubert Harrison was from the islands. He worked with Marcus Garvey. He died early. He died in 1927, I think. Yeah. But Hubert Harrison was black, and he was pushing black consciousness. Okay, the talented tenth was not pushing that. But later on, you can see some of the talented tent, they become super black nationalists, like Pan-Africanists. What was his name? W.E.B. Du Bois. Yeah. What's her name's wife was, I met his wife in Egypt because she was in exile there. And he was in Africa too, but he had probably just died when I was there. But anyway, hey, all of that black consciousness, they was calling Marcus Garvey a buffoon and a clown. And they was pushing integration, education, and poetry and all that stuff. That's what they was doing. You get a history book and it's a Harlem Renaissance. Yeah. Celebrating books and things like, who was that boy? I tell you the book he wrote. Anyway. So Hubert Harrison. Now, extreme vision. We believe it has to be balanced, and that the time element, which we refer to in a way as sabr, by the gift of time, that patience comes. You have to have. Now, this is where we come in. You got to remember, go back and grab the history books. Out of all the history books and peoples, all of our people have quieted down. This is Pete O'Neill. This is a good brother. They got, says Brother Musa, enjoyed the tapes very, very much. Please send more by my mother. Your homeboy from the days of struggle, as Pete O'Neill from Kansas City. So it must be all right because it says go by hook my mother up. Of course, this is old because he's older than I am, and if his mother's still alive, good God Almighty. It's like another one of my friends, Fleeta Drungold. It was the Soledad brothers. Of course, we all know that later on, one of our brothers got killed out of the Soledad brothers. But Fleeta Drungold didn't. Fleeta Drungold's one of my friends. In fact, my best, Fleeta Drungold of the Soledad brothers, used to be my workout partner. It was him, myself, and B.B. Ivy. B.B. Ivy was in the penitentiary. He's one of these short guys that was super muscular. He was our trainer. You know what I mean? And we'd work out every night. And anyway, so in this freedom that we're looking for, they have something they call ETA, estimated time of arrival. If you was on a penitentiary bus or something, they'd be riding, they said, you could sit up and you could hear, and they'd say, what's your ETA, estimated time of arrival? And they would tell you. And that means if you're driving any public bus, transport, police, anything, they ask you, well, what's your ETA? And they'll tell you 1 hour or so, your estimated time of arrival. So in science and engineering and technology, we're going through a very serious period right now. There is no estimated time of arrival. Some years ago, well, when we going to get freedom? Our ETA is maybe 10 years, 40 years, 50 years. It's not there, and it's going backwards. Going backwards because they're killing more black people, more people are dying. The poverty gap is expanding. Good God Almighty. I mean, expanding. Can you imagine today the gap between rich white folks and barely getting by Negroes is getting bigger, and Latinos have more money than we do. Yeah, I mean, it's not that they just got here or nothing. Well, they'll work. If you don't hire nobody, you're not going to get no job. You can't work where the people don't want you to work. Well, to hire black people, it was too expensive. And I tell them, I said, when I came here, Latinos work cheap. So you can't do that no more. They cost the same amount as white workers. They know how much it costs, right? But now they've taken over all the jobs. There ain't no Negroes. You see a Negro working on a job, you'll say, boy, he, dig in or something like that. This is rare.